The topic this morning is the Metropolitan Council and the downtown development. And we're talking to Mr. JSloss3, a member of the Metropolitan Council from the 19th District. And of course, I think we might add, for those who might have joined us late, that you represent the downtown area where the arena is to be located. And of course, outside of your district, across the river, is the other large development, and that is the stadium. And of course, we do want you to say something about that, even though that is not within your district. But let's talk about the arena. I think that over the last couple of weeks, we've seen quite a bit of information in the media dealing with some of the proposals to operate and to finance the arena. And let's start at the very beginning from the council's point of view in terms of the kind of information that the council has dealing with the various plans to finish up the arena, which you suggest will open on the 19th of December, somewhere in December.
Right. Well, we're at a point now where, obviously the outside structure of the arena is complete, or just about complete, but we're at a point now where there are still some things on the inside that need to be completed. And at the time that we last faced the financial aspect of this project, the mayor stated then that there were still some things that needed to be done as it related to concession stands and what they call the sport boxes that people are able to purchase. And at that time, he stated that we would like to see the person that actually manages the arena to come in and finish that out so the city would not have to bear that cost, in addition to the luxury suites. But we're at a point now where I filed 2 weeks ago a couple of bills. Plan A, which calls for Gaylord to manage the arena, and there is a cost associated with that of about $25 million, whereby the city would put in $10 million in capital outlay notes or bonds, and another $5 million out of our unappropriated general fund balance. And Gaylord and a company by the name of Delaware North would put up the balance of about $10 million. And with this package, we would be able to complete the concession stands, the kitchen areas, the luxury, I think it's 20 or 40 luxury suites, in addition to the scoreboard, which would be a video replay scoreboard that is a scoreboard of the quality that you find in NBA and NHL arenas. Plan B calls for leisure management to continue to manage the arena, which I might add they have done an excellent job. They've booked well over 100 bookings thus far for the arena, and we're certainly proud of the job that leisure management has done thus far. That plan calls for about $19.45 million in capital outlay notes, which would strictly come from the taxpayers. And under that scenario, you'd still have some of the same construction of the concession stands and other furniture that's needed, but the scoreboard would be a lot less elaborate.
Well, now, of the two plans, how do you see those two plans? Since this is certainly in your district, and your point of view would certainly be important, because it would be assumed that your point of view would represent the people in your district. How do you see the two plans?
Well, on the surface, one would tend to favor the Gaylord proposal, because that proposal talks about bringing professional hockey to Nashville. But I have not seen a final draft. I only have a draft of the agreement, and there are some things in that draft that I do have a copy of that concern me, such as if they are successful, if Gaylord is successful in landing a team, a lot of the revenue stream goes to Gaylord in Delaware North. Those things concern me, and I've got a lot of questions that I'm going to be addressing to the mayor and the administration as to, will there be adequate revenues to pay off our bonds on this construction project?
In other words, if the profit stream goes to the Gaylord Entertainment Group, then the possibilities of being able to meet the obligations for the bonds would be reduced. But now, what about the income that will come into the arena? I mean, where does that income?
Well, in addition to some of those revenues going to Gaylord, there's also another $20 million that the city would be responsible for coming up with that would essentially help Gaylord purchase that hockey team. And I'm told a hockey team will cost anywhere from $65 to maybe as much as $80 million for an expansion team, which is what we are applying for. Which, if that's the case, the city of Nashville would, in a sense, be basically buying 25% or maybe even as much as 33% of that team.
Let me raise this question. How is it that Gaylord has a greater possibility of attracting a professional team, be it NHL or NBA, than the city of Nashville? I mean, what can they offer that the city of Nashville cannot offer? Because I think that we've been involved, even though I think we've admitted that the arena could possibly exist without the presence of a professional sports team. But what can Gaylord offer? And I ask this only as a question. What can Gaylord offer a professional team that the city of Nashville probably could not offer that same team to lure that team into Nashville?
Well, seeing that we've just about completed the construction of the arena, the other major piece in bringing basketball or hockey to the city would be the purchase of that team. And what Gaylord brings to the table is the financial capacity to actually purchase a team. As I mentioned, it's probably going to cost anywhere from $65 to $80 million, with the city paying a portion of that fee. Up to this point, no one else has stepped to the table to make that type of an offer.
You know, while we've got this large project, capital improvement project going on down in your district, right across the river is another project that has been approved. That is, you know, we went through a referendum on the stadium, and not much has been said about the stadium. Is the stadium still on the board? I mean, and of course, I believe that it is. But I raised that question to simply find out, where are we now?
The reason why not a lot has been said lately is because we did have a referendum on May 7th, and the people overwhelmingly approved the idea of bringing professional football, namely the Houston Oilers, to Nashville and going through with the construction of a $292 million stadium. The only thing that's holding us up at this point, and that by no means is any indication that this is not a done deal, because I think it's a done deal, but the only hang-up right now is a bill that's pending in Congress that was introduced by Representative Martin Hoke of Cleveland. Cleveland, as you know, is a city that recently lost its football team to Baltimore. And I'm told that Representative Hoke is in re-election trouble in the Cleveland area, and he has introduced a bill that basically says that if a team relocates from a city, then the NFL or NBA or whomever would be responsible for bringing a team back to that city.
Very good, and we'll talk about that in addition to other things after our second commercial break. And we'll be back with you following this.